My child, stop what you're doing and listen. Heaven is speaking directly to you in this very moment. Do you not feel it? The pull, the stirring, the holy urgency pressing upon your heart. This is not a coincidence, it is a summons. I am calling you by name, for I need you to act right now. It has to begin. Time has reached its appointed hour. The season you have prayed for will not wait another day. Stand still and hear me. Destiny is knocking, and what I have placed within you must awaken now. Listen to me, beloved. Heaven had been watching, waiting, and whispering your name while you lingered on the edge of what I called you to become. I have seen the quiet battle inside of you, the wrestling between desire and hesitation, between faith and fear. You tell yourself that you are waiting for the right moment, for the perfect sign, for confirmation that the time is right. But I tell you now, the time is not coming. It has come. The heavens are stirring. The winds of my spirit are moving, and your name hath been spoken in the courts of eternity. I am not calling you into someday. I am calling you into now. Every heartbeat that passes without obedience delays the unfolding of what I have written for you. My child, there are moments in heaven when destiny presses so close to earth that to delay even a little is to lose what I have prepared. This is such a moment. I am moving upon your life with holy urgency, not to pressure you, but to awaken you. I have placed inside of you the very seed of the season that is meant to begin, but that seed cannot live in stillness. My breath gives it life when you step out in faith. You feel it, don't you? The holy restlessness, that sense that something greater is pulling on you. That is not anxiety, that is not uncertainty. It is my stirring. I am shaking you because what once satisfied can no longer sustain you. The comfort you once found in delay has turned into the weight of disobedience. I will not let you stay where you are because where you are is too small for who I made you to be. You have waited for a sign, yet every sign around you already points to this truth. I am calling you forward. Even the silence you have felt lately has been me, not absent, but near, waiting for you to respond. You ask, Lord, what if I move too soon? But I say, what if you wait too long? The path I have prepared will not remain open forever. It unfolds in response to your movement. Heaven responds to action, not to fear. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for your yes. I am asking for faith that moves when logic tells you to stay. I am asking for surrender, because when you step out, I will meet you there. So listen closely. You were not made for endless preparation. You were made for divine participation. Every hesitation delays not only your blessing, but the blessing I intended to bring through you to others. There are lives tied to your obedience, destinies connected to your yes. I am stirring heaven not to scare you, but to awaken you. Rise up, beloved. The heavens are open. The moment is now, and I, the Lord your God, am waiting on you to begin. Do you feel it stirring within you, that holy unease that refuses to be silenced? That is not confusion. That is the quiet awakening of your spirit. I have begun to breathe upon the embers of your soul that once burned brightly but have long been buried under the ashes of disappointment and delay. I am calling forth a part of you that remembers who you are, the spirit that once dreamed, that once believed, that once dared to step out before it saw the path. My child, what you call restlessness is not something to fear. It is the vibration of new life forming inside of you. I am shaking you from the slumber of routine, from the safety of what is predictable, because what I have placed within you can no longer remain asleep. There are dreams you buried because you thought too much time had passed, prayers you stopped praying because you thought I had forgotten. But I am awakening them again, because time does not limit me. I am the Redeemer of time. You ask, Lord, Why does it feel like everything around me is shifting? It is because when I begin to awaken your spirit, I also begin to rearrange your surroundings to align with your calling. Some doors are closing not to punish you, but to push you. Some relationships are fading because I am removing voices that dull your faith. I am teaching you to recognize my presence, not by what remains comfortable, but by what compels you to rise. You are not losing your place. You are finding it. I am calling you higher, to a place where fear cannot follow and doubt cannot anchor. This awakening will not be gentle because you have been asleep too long. It will feel like a shaking, but it is my love shaking off the dust that has covered your spirit. You have cried for change. Now I am answering with awakening. So when you feel that internal pull, that divine dissatisfaction with where you are, do not resist it. It is my spirit saying it is time. Let go of what you thought your life would look like, and let me reveal what it was always meant to become. You are stepping out of survival and into significance. You are being reawakened to the truth that I have never left you, that my purpose for you has never died, and that what I have placed in your heart still carries heaven's breath. You are awakening, not because you forced it, but because I have declared that it is so. And once I have spoken, nothing can put you back to sleep. You have felt the heaviness of waiting, haven't you? That silent ache that settles in your chest when you know you were made for more, but life seems to keep you standing still. Yet, my child, the weight you feel is not punishment. It is purpose pressing on your soul, longing to be released. You have prayed for clarity while clinging to hesitation, asking me to reveal what you are unwilling to begin. But I tell you now, delay is not safety. It is the slow suffocation of destiny. I have placed within you the seeds of my design, ideas, visions, words, dreams, but seeds that are never planted cannot bear fruit. Every moment you postpone obedience, something in the spiritual realm pauses, waiting for your movement to unlock the next phase. There are blessings that remain suspended because they are tied to your yes. Do not mistake my patience for permission to linger. I have waited with compassion, knowing that fear sometimes disguises itself as caution. But the truth is, you already know what I have asked of you. You have known for some time. You have felt the quiet urging, the recurring thought that will not fade. That is me reminding you that delay carries weight. The enemy delights in your hesitation, for he knows that as long as you remain undecided, you remain unthreatening. But you were not born to live cautiously, you were created to live courageously. My spirit cannot fill what remains closed, and my power cannot move through what remains motionless. Every delay builds a wall between where you are and where I have called you to be, yet every act of faith tears that wall down. Understand this, your delay does not just affect you, it affects those I intended to reach through you. There are hearts waiting for the light I placed within you to shine. There are prayers being whispered by others that will be answered through your obedience. When you postpone, the ripple of my plan is slowed, but when you act, the waves of my purpose crash forward in unstoppable force. So, I call to you now. Do not let another sunrise find you where I asked you to move from. Shake off the weight of delay. Do not wait for a perfect timing, for I am the perfect dying. What you have postponed, begin. What you have feared, face. For when you move, I will move with you, and the heaviness you feel will lift as quickly as it came. The air around you is shifting. Can you feel it? The sense that something unseen is pressing, urging, whispering, now, not later, not tomorrow, but now. That urgency is not human anxiety. It is divine timing awakening your spirit to act. I am moving in your life, not in fragments, but in fullness. You have prayed for me to open doors, yet I have already placed the key in your hand. The urgency you feel is my spirit aligning the clock of heaven with the calendar of your life. What I am asking of you cannot be postponed, because delay would mean disobedience. My plans are unfolding with or without your comfort, and I long for you to move in step with me, not behind me. The time for wondering, weighing, and waiting is over. It has to begin. I have hidden treasures in this moment that will not be found in another. You keep asking, Lord, will you do it? And I keep answering, yes. But will you? I am not waiting to see if you are worthy. I am waiting to see if you are willing. This is the appointed hour where faith must become action. You have stood long enough at the edge of destiny, toes pressed against promise, watching the waves of uncertainty. But the sea will not part while you remain still. It parts for those who step. The miracle is not in the standing, it is in the moving. When you take that step, you will find that the waters recognize my presence in you and make way. Do not say, I will begin when I feel ready, for readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision. Readiness is faith choosing to act before sight confirms the outcome. I am calling you into immediate obedience, because every second counts in the unfolding of your purpose. There are doors in this season that will only open through urgency-born faith. This is not the time to analyze, it is the time to obey. The window is open, but it will not remain open forever. The divine current is moving, and I want you to flow with it, not fight against it. My child, now is not just a moment, it is a command from eternity. Step forward. Begin. For when you act in my name, I will breathe upon your obedience, and the ordinary will become extraordinary before your eyes. Can you hear me even now, beneath the noise, beneath the endless swirl of thoughts and distractions? I have been speaking, not in thunder or flame, but in a whisper that only stillness can recognize. You keep searching for me in the spectacular, yet I come to you in the quiet places, between breaths, between heartbeats, between the pauses of your own striving. The chaos around you has grown loud, but my voice has never stopped calling your name. The world screams in urgency, but I speak in peace. I do not compete for your attention with the noise of fear. I wait for you to lean in. My whisper is not weak, it is intimate. It is the voice that calmed storms, that called dead things to life, that spoke the universe into being. You hear me not when you shout louder, but when you grow quieter inside. You ask why you cannot always sense me. It is because the noise of this world drowns the delicate frequency of my presence. I do not speak in chaos because I am not found in chaos. I am found in communion. The noise of anxiety, worry, and comparison builds walls between us. You scroll, you rush, you fill your mind with 1,000 voices, and still you ask, Lord, where are you? But I have been beside you all along, whispering through the moments you call ordinary. Every gentle nudge, every fleeting thought of goodness, every quiet conviction that pulls you back toward love. That is me. I have been guiding you in subtle ways that only hearts trained in stillness can perceive. The world measures power in volume, but I measure intimacy in proximity. The closer you come to me, the softer I speak, for I do not need to shout when you are near. So I am calling you to learn the sacred art of listening, to find me again not in the crowd, but in the secret place. When you choose stillness, you are not doing nothing, you are hosting heaven. You are giving me space to breathe revelation into your soul. Let my whisper lead you, not the fear of missing out or the opinions of others. I do not guide with chaos, I guide with clarity. The whisper you sense in your spirit is not uncertainty. It is me drawing you back into rhythm with my will. When you quiet your soul enough to listen, you will realize I have already given you every answer you sought in noise. You will find that my whisper carries more power than any storm. So come away from the noise, my child. Be still. For in the stillness, you will find that I have been speaking your destiny all along. You have asked me for strength, yet I tell you this truth: strength is born in movement, not in waiting. You have prayed, Lord, give me faith. But faith does not appear as certainty. It appears as courage to step when the path is unclear. I am not asking you to see the full road ahead. I am asking you to trust that I will meet you with each step. The faith you desire cannot be found in comfort. It is forged in motion. Remember how the waters of the Red Sea did not part until the soles of my people touched them. I have let change you. The sea still waits for your footstep. The miracle you long for is waiting on the other side of your movement. You have stood long enough on the edge, analyzing the waves, fearing the deep. But faith is not learned by staring at the sea. It is learned by walking upon it. I know why you hesitate. You fear that if you move too soon you might fall failure. But I say to you, I never measure your worth by your success. I measure it by your obedience. Faith that waits for assurance is not faith. It is comfort disguised as wisdom. True faith begins where control ends. You say you are waiting on me, but in truth, I have been waiting on you. I have already gone before you, preparing divine appointments, unseen helpers, and open doors. The step you are afraid to take has already been secured by my hand. All I ask is that you trust that the ground beneath your next step will appear when your foot leaves the last one. I know your heart trembles, and that's all right. Courage does not mean you feel no fear. It means you choose me above fear. I do not need you to have perfect faith. I need you to have willing faith. The smallest step in obedience carries more power than 1,000 prayers made in hesitation. My child, this is your moment. Do not wait for ideal conditions. They will never come. The rain may still fall, the wind may still blow, but I will walk with you through them. As you move, my presence will go before you like a pillar of fire and behind you like a shield. The path may seem invisible, but as you walk, light will unfold beneath your feet. Step forward. Trust me. The sea will not open until you move. But when you do, you will see that the impossible was only waiting for your faith to begin. You have carried fear like an uninvited companion, quiet, subtle, persuasive. It whispers at night, reminding you of every failure, every rejection, every time you tried and came up short. Fear has told you that safety is wisdom, that risk is recklessness, and that comfort is peace. But I tell you now, fear is not your protector. It is your captor. It has chained your potential, blinded your vision, and silenced your voice. Yet even now, I am breaking those chains. For I did not create you to live half alive, imprisoned by what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. I created you to walk boldly in the light of my presence, where fear cannot dwell. You say, Lord, I am afraid. And I say, then bring your fear to me. Do not hide it. Place it before me, and I will turn it into strength. The moment you expose fear to my light, its power begins to die. Understand this. Fear thrives in imagination. It builds its strength through lies. Lies that say you are not enough, that your past disqualifies you, that the future will disappoint you. But I am not the author of fear. I am the breaker of it. Fear has painted pictures of disaster in your mind, but I am the artist who repaints your story in hope. Every time you bow to fear, you give away a piece of the promise I gave you. But when you stand, even trembling, and choose to believe in me, you reclaim what was lost. The enemy's greatest weapon is not attack. It is intimidation. But remember, fear bows at my name. Every time you whisper Jesus, darkness loses its grip. So I command you, rise. Fear will not define your steps. Faith will. You are not too weak, not too late, not too broken. You are chosen, and I have equipped you for every battle you face. The courage you seek is already inside of you, for I live within you. I will not let you fall when you walk in obedience. I am teaching you that peace is not found in avoiding fear, but in trusting me in the middle of it. Let this truth anchor you. Fear is loud, but it is not lasting. I am louder still. My love casts out every shadow, and my light reveals that the giant you feared was never as great as the power that walks beside you. So breathe deeply, take my hand, and step forward, for fear has lost its hold, and your freedom begins here. You have prayed for change, yet you have clung to comfort, and I tell you, my child, the two cannot coexist. Comfort whispers that you are safe, but I whisper that you are called. Comfort tells you to stay where it is familiar, but I am calling you into the unknown, into the place where faith becomes fire. You cannot be transformed while wrapped in what once soothed you. The truth is this: growth always costs comfort. I have seen you pacing the borders of your promise, wanting to move but afraid to lose what feels secure. You say you are waiting for my permission, but I have already spoken. You are waiting for my put, and that is what I am giving you now. You must let go of the familiar to embrace the eternal. The place you are standing has become too small for what I am growing inside of you. You were never meant to live your life in safe patterns. You were meant to walk in holy purpose. I know the comfort you hold on to is not always sin. Sometimes it is simply the rhythm of a life too predictable, a life where I am visited but not followed. But I did not call you to visit my presence. I called you to dwell in it, and dwelling requires movement. When you cling to comfort, you unknowingly build an altar to what was instead of what could be. You pray for me to make things easier, but I am not trying to make your life easy. I am trying to make your life eternal. You say, Lord, I want to know you more, yet knowing me more means walking through the fires where I refine you. Comfort does not refine, it restricts. It keeps you in the shallows when I am calling you to the deep. So I ask you now, what are you willing to leave behind so that I can lead you forward? You cannot hold on to old habits and reach for new horizons. You cannot keep both safety and surrender. I'm asking for your full heart, not your half-is. Step out of the circle of what is easy, and you will find me waiting in the difficult, in the daring, in the divine unknown. For it is there that miracles live, not in comfort, but in courage. You must decide. Will you remain in the safety of what you've always known, or will you trust me enough to step into what you've never seen? My hand is outstretched, not to pull you back, but to pull you higher. The cost of comfort is small compared to the reward of call. Let go. Step out. For where comfort ends, your destiny begins. Begin. That is what I am saying to you now. Begin building what I have already placed in your heart. Do not wait until the blueprint feels clear, for the design unfolds in obedience, not in understanding. Every great work I have begun through my people started with small steps of faith. Noah built an ark when there was no rain. Abraham built altars when he had no map. David built praise in caves before he ever touched a crown. And now, I am commanding you to build, not because you have everything you need, but because I will supply it as you move. What I have called you to construct, whether it is a dream, a ministry, a business, a healing, or a relationship restored, will come to life not by your strength, but by my Spirit. You have waited for someone else to confirm your calling, but I am confirming it now. I am your assurance. Stop asking me for a sign when I have already given you a command. The power to begin is in your hands, not in another's approval. You say, "But Lord, I'm not ready." And I say, neither was anyone who ever built something eternal. Readiness is not a feeling. It is obedience in motion. You have looked at your lack and called it limitation, but I see it as opportunity for my glory to shine. The bricks you think are missing are already on the path ahead, waiting to be discovered as you walk. The foundation has been prepared. It is your obedience that will raise the walls. Do not despise small beginnings. Every great movement of mine began with something small, something unseen, something that required faith more than resources. When you begin to build, even if it looks insignificant, heaven celebrates because action means alignment. Each stroke of your hand, each word of faith, each moment of perseverance echoes in eternity. Build with prayer. Build with persistence. Build with trust that I will breathe upon the work of your hands. You do not build alone. I am your co-laborer. And when my breath touches what you create, it will live not just for this generation, but for those yet to come. So, my child, rise. Gather your courage. Pick up the tools of faith and begin. But a command has gone forth from heaven, and the time to build is now. You think your prayers move mountains, but do you know what moves me even more? Obedience. For prayer without obedience is like faith without breath. It lives in word but not in power. You have prayed for me to open doors, yet some doors remain closed not because I said no, but because obedience has not yet turned the handle. My blessings flow through motion, not hesitation. I do not pour my favor into empty requests. I pour it into obedient hearts. Obedience is not a task. It is a key, and when used, it unlocks what waiting could never achieve. When you act in faith, even before the outcome is certain, you give me something to bless. Heaven does not move by fear or emotion. It moves by obedience aligned with faith. You ask for miracles, but miracles are birthed through yes. Think of Abraham. He obeyed, and nations were born. Moses obeyed, and seas parted. Peter obeyed, and the world was changed. None of them saw the full picture, yet all of them trusted the painter. You do not need to understand my plan to obey it. Your part is to move. Mine is to manifest. Obedience may not always make sense, but it always makes way. Every step of obedience releases power into the unseen, power that shakes the heavens, confuses the enemy, and shifts the very atmosphere around you. I know obedience feels costly. It asks for surrender, for trust, for a letting go of control. But what feels like loss in obedience is only the shedding of what cannot enter your next season. You think you are giving something up, but you are actually making room for something greater. Every time you choose obedience, you invite my presence to dwell more deeply within you. And when my presence fills your life, no earthly resistance can stand. My child, do not wait for the perfect moment to obey. The perfect moment is obedience itself. Do not let logic silence the voice of faith. When I speak, act. When I lead, follow. When I command, move. For every act of obedience becomes a door through which my glory flows, and once you open that door, no power in heaven or hell can close it. Feel the air around you changing. You may sense it like a subtle temperature drop or the stirring of winds you cannot see, yet I am moving. I am shifting the atmosphere of your life, not just in the outer realm where you walk, but in the inner realm where you dwell. You have labored in silence, wrestled in darkness, wondered if your struggle was invisible, and I have watched. And now I say to you, the realm of the unseen is bending toward your obedience, and the unseen realms are aligning to what you dared to begin. When you acted in faith, even a whisper of a step, you activated a reality higher than what you see. The walls of limitation are trembling. The horizon of your hope is expanding. You wonder if anyone else sees what's happening. You may feel alone, but I tell you, my presence is preparing the scene. Your obedience has made way for my power. Your sacrifice has triggered a shift in heaven's economy. Every moment you pressed forward though unseen, every prayer offered though unheard, I have stored up for this very season. And now the spiritual atmosphere is responding. Angels bend their wings. Doors unlatch, strongholds quake, and what was once locked begins to yield. I know you feel both excitement and fear. The tension of a new season always carries both. You ask, Lord, why do I feel unsettled? Because when I shift atmospheres, the old fabric of your life must give way so the new can be woven. What once felt secure will feel shaky, and what once felt impossible will feel imminent. The ground beneath your feet may feel unfamiliar, but that is only because I am preparing to elevate you. You are stepping into a territory where you will recover what was lost, fulfill what was whispered, and manifest what was promised. But the shift comes not just by my doing, but by your alignment. Your yes to my call resonates through dimensions and changes the spiritual climate around you. You don't just walk into a new season, you bring one into being. So remain watchful, remain attuned, and remain obedient. Do not be distracted by what appears unchanged, for what looks the same may be on the verge of becoming vastly different. The invisible is stirring, the atmosphere is changing, and you, my beloved, are at the focal point of this transformation. Breathe deeply, stand firm in my strength, and move in the confidence that the shift is real, the time is now, and the outcome is determined by your faith and my faithfulness. The new air you're stepping into will carry you beyond what you envisioned, because I, your God, have opened the heavens, realigned the realms, and am bringing you into a place where the atmosphere serves your purpose. See the spark flickering in your soul. That spark is not a mistake, it is my flame. I am igniting what has long lain dormant in you, and though you might feel small, uncertain, or ill-equipped, I tell you, the fire begins at your willingness. There is no grand entrance for this move of mine. There is just your simple yes. The moment you decide to act, even when your hands tremble, I pour my fire upon your obedience. Sometimes you waited for the flame, but I tell you now, the flame waits for the motion. You may fear that what you begin will burn out, that your passion will fade, your resources will drain, your strength will fail, but let me show you another way. The fire I bring is sustained by my presence. It is not dependent on your power, your plan, or your timing. It is alive because I dwell in you, and I release myself through what you dare to start. So rise. Begin while you are afraid. Begin while you are unsure. Begin while the path is still shadowed. The fire of beginning will light up the unknown and reveal the road as you walk. I have placed the tools in your hand, though you may not yet see them clearly. The flicker you sense is the beginning of what will become radiant. Do not wait for perfect conditions. They will never come. The rain may still threaten. The soil may still feel hard, but my fire will burn through every obstacle when you move. You think your small step won't matter, but I tell you, my child, it matters more than you know. Because in the economy of heaven, a mustard seed move and a first stroke of obedience matter infinitely. The fire of your beginning stirs my angels, shakes the foundations of the enemy's hold, and births something eternal. Your deliverance begins not in the completion, but in the commencement. Beginning gives way to momentum. Momentum births victory. So let your posture be one of stepping out. Let your voice be one of willing surrender. Let your heart be one of expectancy. The fire of beginning is the altar where I meet you, and when we meet there, the flame becomes flame. You will look back one day and you will see the moment you chose to begin as the hinge of your entire journey. The fear will fade, the uncertainty will make sense, the path will be lit. But for now, I ask you simply, begin. I will be with you in every step, every flame, every spark. The fire of beginning is upon you, my child, and I will fan the flame until it becomes a blaze that lights up the nations. Look, the horizon is breaking open. This is not just another phase. It is the birth of a new season under my hand. You stand at the threshold of what I have prepared, and though you may not yet see the full expanse of what lies ahead, the signs of transformation surround you. The dry places wilted, the waiting places whispered, but now the buds of promise are swelling, and the new season is here. I have been with you in the wilderness, shaping your character, stretching your faith, and refining your heart. All the while I have been preparing this moment. Now the womb of promise yields its purpose. A time of waiting is ending. The time of fulfilling is beginning. The tapestry of your life is shifting from incomplete to complete, from old to new, from what was to what will be. My child, rise. Your new season has begun. You may still feel echoes of the old fears, old habits, old patterns, but they are moving behind you, not in front of you. I am birthing something fresh in your life, something vibrant, something unstoppable. The heritage you carry, the dream I birthed in you from the beginning, the vision you held in secret, all of it is coming into its fullness. Do not be anxious about what you do not yet see. I am making it clear. Do not doubt because you cannot yet measure the size of what is coming. I am enlarging it. In this new season you will walk in authority you did not have before. You will speak with voice you thought lost, and you will see outcomes you believed were for someone else. I am handing you the mantle of your purpose. Step into it. Allow me to lead you into days of open skies and fruitfulness, into mountains of harvest and rivers of joy. This is my gift to you, prepared before the foundation of the world, now released because you said yes and you move it. So stretch out your hand, lift up your heart, and step into what I have for you. The gate is open, the path is awaiting, the promise is planted. Your new season has been declared in the courts of heaven and is now descending into your life. I am with you. I have always been with you, and this season will not only change you, it will change those around you. And long after you walk away from this moment, your yes will echo into eternity. The birth of your new season begins now. Go forth, beloved, in my name. Amen.